What's up, guys? Your agent Tyler Wehrung here, and today we're just going to shoot a quick video on, I just saw on a major news media, Yahoo Finance, where they're typically talking about doom and gloom, Suze Orman's financial advice on real estate right now. And so I thought that was relevant just to share with you kind of another mind, kind of reiterate that there is some hope out there. So just want to walk through this article real quick. If you're not familiar with who Suze Orman is, she's a huge name in the financial, kind of personal finance industry. Going back, her and Dave Ramsey kind of butted heads, and she got some notoriety there. She, wrote tons of best-selling books. I've not always been the biggest fan, but she's uber successful and knows a lot about what she's talking about in general. We just disagree on some philosophy. But with that, let's jump over and walk you guys through the article and kind of show other people saying some of the things I've been telling you guys. All right, so Suze Orman's advice on buying real estate right now. The tables have turned. She talks about, median selling price has soared to $400,000 for the first time, just after another big rate hike, like the video I shot here telling you guys about interest rate hikes. But Suze Orman thinks the housing market holds promise in the U.S., and consumers say that she says the tables have turned a little. Basically, let's jump down here. She says, just see the entire picture before you jump in. I think it's a little different than it was 2 years ago. In general, she thinks homes are still a wise investment. All right. I missed something up here. Orman encourages renters to be in the best financial shape possible so they can afford the inflated costs, potentially negotiate lower leases. She advises home hunters to be realistic about whether they can afford higher mortgage rates, property tax, insurance. So this is all just good general financial advice. If you're renting, try to get yourself in great shape. Make sure your credit's in good shape. No matter what the kind of mortgage interest rates are doing or what the housing market's doing, you can always control your personal financial situation. So good sage advice there. Here's the part I wanted to resonate with you guys. I don't think you're going to see home values go down in value. This is something I've continued to say. A lot of other followers in the real estate space, I think, have said this continuously as well. We might see things slow down, but just because they've raised rates, we're not expecting another 2008 to hit. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting to kind of buy the dip, I still don't think this is the right time. All right, the truth is real estate always does pretty well during a recession. This is true, and I do have plans to shoot another video about real estate in a recession because I know lots of you guys have asked me that question. If you own real estate, I don't think you're going to see it go down dramatically. Maybe you'll see it only go up by 5 to 7% a year. She doesn't say this, but rather than the 20-30% that we had been seeing. So again, these are things that I've said before. Just good to see if kind of someone at her stature start to talk positively about something going on in the world rather than make everyone think it's ending. Okay, so you're not going to see a house go on the market again, in my opinion, and get 30 offers. I think now maybe you'll see 3 to 4. So this is something I also talked about in my last video, that get closer back to a more healthy housing market in general, where we're not getting insane offers all over the place. You'll likely still be in multiple offers, but they'll be less and likely more reasonable offers with all the new things in play here. Is it too late to refinance? Let's see what Suze says here. Talks a little about the rates. It is too late to refinance. You got to sit tight without a shadow of a doubt here. So in general, I agree with that statement. Refinance is kind of if you're likely going to go from a lower rate to a much higher rate. However, I just talked to a good friend of mine the other day who just refinanced and pulled $74,000 out of his house, and I think the payment jumped by $400 a month. So I always ask myself, in that scenario, could you generate an additional $400 a month if you had $74,000 sitting there? So you wouldn't have to make a great return to do that. So there still are situations where it does make sense to refinance, but in general, I agree with what she's trying to say here, that with rates jumping so much, it probably doesn't make sense to refinance and go to a higher rate unless the situation just is unique, or you have a unique opportunity to take down a great deal, get yourself into a better place, things like that. But as long as you understand all the pieces to it, I think I can make a case for refinancing in this market. All right, if you can only afford a home because you're doing it at an adjustable rate mortgage and you don't really know how they work, I'd be very careful. Yep, I do agree here. I always suggest trying to get long-term fixed rate debt. However, I do buy ARMs in certain scenarios. I do a minimum adjustable rate of 5 years just to give myself that cushion. So in 5 years, I'm likely going to pay the property down enough that I could refinance. I'd have enough principal or equity built up in the home to refinance if needed, but I would not get into short-term ARMs, adjustable rate mortgages. Typically they start out cheaper, but they do get more expensive down the road. And if you did that 3 years ago today and now you're adjusting, you're likely going to be in not a great situation. All right, a landlord really value if you keep up the property, paint on your own, and make it more valuable for them. Hey, as a landlord, I agree with that, but I'm not saying if you're renting right now, you should go out and, be painting or doing things to make your landlord happy. However, if you do have a positive relationship with them and you're trying to clean up your credit, get into a better situation, or you potentially have rent increases on the horizon, hey, this may be a good opportunity to chat with your landlord about, hey, can we keep our rate the same, and I'll do X, Y, and Z to kind of make that up for you. So, yep, all around good advice here. Here's Susie right there, if you're not familiar with what she looks like. But yeah, just want to shoot a quick video for you guys today, telling you there is still hope out there. There's other people telling you guys the same things I've been telling you, and just want to share that with you. I'll try to keep you guys updated on all the moving pieces here as the market is starting to shift, but I wanted to share that with you guys today. So with that, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap. If you got anything from this, a like or subscribe would be appreciated. But I'm Tyler Wehrung, and we'll catch you next time.